Hello, femmes. Welcome back to Femininity by Rachel V. I am your host, Rachel V, and tonight I have a special podcast for you. Show. So I was meeting with some friends and we were talking about like growth. And it's a lot of things that people don't know about it, right? So I came home and I started writing in my journal, and I said, I'm gonna do a podcast tonight. It is 10:30. So you guys are getting my organic thoughts right now. I think about when I wanted to start changing my life. And it's like so many different emotions that you go through. And I have to be honest with you guys. Change is never easy. People glorify it so much. They make it sound like a fairy tale. Like, I'm gonna make some decisions and everything's gonna be good. And that is so far from the truth. Change is being completely uncomfortable. It's completely not your norm. Think about like everything that you taught yourself or everything that you learned and unlearning all of those things. Change can be so gritty. It can be so hard. It can be so lonely. Back, I want to say, 2016, I started getting those feelings like I was a little too settled. So back in 2016, I was a married woman, kids, I had the house, the cars, the job that I, created for myself, and I was happy. But I remember feeling like, is this it? Like, is this all? And when I think of myself as a very progressive person. I think of myself as the type of person that can reinvent herself in every way. I have to have like that creativity. I have to have that. I can't have too much of like negative things and like things that aren't feeding my soul. So I'll say in 2018, I started having those feelings like something like has to change. Like my relationship had to change. My friendships had to change. Even the way, I worked had to change. Like, you guys hear me say this a lot that, I worked a lot. I worked a lot. I didn't really take that much effort into like what I wanted like work to look like for me. But I just know I was like super, super busy and I was like exhausted. If you want to change your life, just know that you can. I think it's like a beautiful thing when you do something that you're scared, because when you're afraid, it's like, do it. A lot of people in life, they are so afraid of making changes. They're so afraid of things that they're not comfortable with or being uncomfortable. At the end of the day, if you're not uncomfortable, you're way too comfortable. Life has so much to offer. And it's like, what else is there? For me, I will wake up, go to the gym, come back, make something to eat, go to work. And then that was like my day. Like every day, that was my day all the time. I just wanted something more. I wanted to travel more. I wanted my time more. I wanted to do things like, I knew that my son would get to a point, and my son was probably like 4 around this time. And I knew it would get to a point where I had to make a change in my life because I wanted to be there for my son. I wanted to take him to all of his games, take him to his activities. I didn't have that with my daughter. So I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I cannot continue to work the way that I'm working. It's just not going to happen. It's just not looking clear to me. And I was really sad and depressed when I made these changes, when I took that first step to make that first big change. Obviously, my biggest change was me ending my marriage. That has to be like the hardest thing I have ever done in my life. But it just wasn't working for me. I felt like it was so much more to me than what I was giving and what I was receiving. And once I kept thinking about it, I was like overthinking, underthinking, thinking. It just wouldn't leave me alone. The thought of me like seeing something different and doing something different, those thoughts would not leave me alone. So when I made those decisions, I was fucking depressed. But I knew I was doing the right thing. I was sad and I was lonely. My friends didn't understand. Nobody understood. I didn't have anybody to talk to. At that time, I wasn't thinking about therapy. I knew that eventually I would probably need to get therapy. I think I had a reading from one of my friends. She's a medium, and she gave me a reading. And I remember that reading was just putting me in a direction like, you are doing the right thing. And I was just like, how? I can't even see my way through anything right now. But where I am right now, we're talking 4 years later. Where I am right now, and the way things are unfolding, I can see. I can see what God was trying to tell me all that time. You have your time back. You have your emotional freedom back. I have my creativity back. And I'm in a whole different space and environment. And it feels so good. I meet so many different people. So many creative people that are aligned with me, people that aren't afraid to like share their knowledge with me, or, just be helpful. I felt like I wasn't getting that. I felt like this in the position that I was in at that time, the environment that I was in at that time, I wasn't being fed. I wasn't being fed. I wasn't happy, and I just felt like I want so much more out of life. It's so much to this life. And I just had to make a couple uncomfortable changes. And, I just want to tell you guys, like, if you ever feel stuck, because it happens, and Feeling stuck has to be like the worst feeling, especially when your thoughts and your mind keep saying, go, 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 go. If you're at that job and you go to that job and that job is like sucking the life out of you, and you do the same thing day in and day out, day in and day out, it's like almost if it's like you're programmed to do this thing, but then what else? You work this job, you have this job, you're on this job for 20-something years, and then what? What else? You done gave them 20 years of your life, you're unhappy, you have an attitude, you don't know why, you're tired as fuck when you get home. Leave. We got one life to live. We got this one life to live, but we live every single day. Why should we live it and be unhappy and feel stuck and feel like, oh my God, I'm conditioned, I'm comfortable? Well, let me tell you something, femmes. Change, that shit is not comfortable. It's unpredictable and it gets hard. But if you're strong and you're courageous enough to make that change, do it. I think I was more afraid of waking up and saying, damn, all you had to do was make that one change. All you had to do was do the things that really made you happy. And I did a lot of soul searching. I did a lot of thinking, what makes you happy, Rachel? Is it the bags? Is it the shoes? Is it the cars? Is it the money? Is it you just being comfortable? And I had to say to myself, no. What really makes me happy is me being creative, me being free, me being able to just feel. I know that sounds crazy, but I like being able to feel. I like being able to be in a certain environment and it feels free and it feels safe. I don't like to be seen all the time. I like to be seen sometimes. In the town where I was from, in the city where I was from, and most of my followers, most of my listeners are from Baltimore. And I would feel like, damn, I would go to the mall, go to Target, and I so desperately just want to go. I don't want to have on any clothes, anything. And I always felt like, damn, somebody's going to see me, somebody's going to know me. It's like now I feel so free and happy that I can be somewhere and nobody really knows my name. I love that. I love that feeling so much. I like being able to travel to all of the tropical islands because I love humidity. I love heat. I love sun. I love being in places where it's just warm and bright. I love that. I love, all of the Caribbean music, all of the music from, Spain and different places all over. I love a melting pot of sexy ass people. I love that. I truly do love that. So I'm gonna walk you guys through a lot of my changes, that happened to me, right? First change was the biggest one, and that was me deciding to, leave my marriage. Hardest shit I've ever done in my life. I mean, hardest shit. I questioned myself. I was like, you stupid ass, what is wrong with you? Anybody else would just take this whole life. You're crazy. But something deep down inside told me that this isn't right for you. The second thing was I had people that was in my life and it just didn't feel right. I had friends, I had associates, I had people that were around me and I felt like they was just around me to suck up all of my creativity and to suck up all of me. And it was just like, I constantly felt like, well, damn, if I'm pouring into people, which I enjoy, don't get me wrong, I love pouring into people. I love giving people advice. I love all of those things. But also I felt like, who's going to pour into me when I need it? And at that moment in my life, I didn't feel like any of those people around me could give me anything back. Nobody could give me any advice about my situation. My situation was different. Nobody could give me any advice. Nobody could, hold my hand. It was almost if the people around me wanted to see me in a stuck place because they knew that if I grew more, they couldn't get anything else from me. That was some hard ass truth. Like people that you've been around for years and you realize that these people really wasn't for you. Shit, that's hard as hell. That's some hard ass truth. I recently found out I had a family friend, and I'm so glad that this happened. I had a family friend and I was planning a party, and this was when I first moved to Florida, and I was planning this party, and I decided, you know what, I'm not gonna do the party because it's COVID. I want to be responsible. I don't want anybody getting sick behind me. I don't want that. I don't want anybody sick behind me. I was a little bit traumatized, because I knew clients. I had clients that had passed away from COVID, and I just was like, you know what? I just can't. I just don't want to have that on me. So I decided not to do this big party that I was going to have here in Miami. And this woman, I would say she was more of an older influence in my life when I was in my 20s. As I got to my 30s, I was married, so I didn't really hang out or talk to that many people. And then, in my 40s, we kind of reconnected a little bit, but she wound up being really nasty and vindictive towards me. And I was like, wow, this is a person that would send me cards in the mail and call me and say, hey, I love you, just checking on you and all of that. And I was just like, wow, all of this time you were really stabbing me in the back. And I was baffled. I couldn't believe it. But you know what? It's so crazy. I wasn't paying attention either, because I was so busy in my past life, because that's my past. I was so busy, I wasn't paying attention. Gotta pay attention, especially when changes are happening in your life. The devil wants to send people, different kind of people, to knock you off your shit. And I just couldn't believe it. But you know what? It was so many different signs. All of those people that I am not in contact anymore with, that wasn't a part of my journey, my change journey, my uncomfortable journey, I ain't need none of them people. I didn't need not one of those people. Not one of those people made a difference in my life for real. If anything, I made more of a difference in their life than they did in mine. I realized that those people, they were the people that would bring me negativity. They will bring me, oh, so-and-so said this about you. So-and-so said that about you. And I am such a quiet person. I don't like any kind of drama. I just didn't understand, why do I always hear stuff? Or why do I always have these little moments where someone has a problem? And in that moment when that happened with that person and everybody else that I had to remove, or they just removed themselves, I realized that they were the problem. They didn't need to be around me. I consider myself to be a light. And anybody that comes in my path, I am going to help them. That's just the type of person I am. I'm an empath. So I love to help people. I love to share what I know. I'm just that kind of person. So let me tell y'all, that shit hurts so bad. It hurts so bad because I didn't realize the people that I would call and say, I'm having a problem, I'm having this, I'm having that, they weren't right anyway. They was the people that was taking stuff back and saying stuff and doing stuff and, keeping little confusion going, because I pretty much kept a lot of confusion out of my life because I just can't do it. That shit was hard. I went through that phase. I was like, dang, I really got to start my whole social shit over. But you know what? I was okay with it. I was perfectly fine with starting over. People that I thought was like my friends, they see me like chilling because I had to sacrifice. I had to bring myself all the way down to bring myself back up. Let me tell y'all, I'm a fashion person. I love fashion. I love luxury. That is my shit. That has been my shit since I was 14 years old. I bought my first Versace dress, as a matter of fact, when I was 13. I have been into fashion that long. I bought my first Versace dress in 1993. I remember this dress. It was pink. It looked like it was wet. It was this dress was beautiful. It was $350 in 1993. I can't believe. Now I think about it, I can't believe it. I'm just saying all that to say, for 4 years, I had to dumb my life down because I was making a plan. I was making plans to change my life. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't say anything. I just stopped doing stuff. I stopped going out to eat. I stopped shopping. Now, this is after the pandemic. Obviously, people wasn't really doing much during the pandemic. But after the pandemic, I said, I am going to change my life. And this is what I need. I got all of my business stuff in order. Business was slow when we opened back up from the pandemic. So I had to get all of that stuff in order. I had to, sell my properties that I had. I got rid of a lot of things. I purged my closet, and I didn't sell anything. I just gave it away. I, called a couple of my clients that I really liked, and I knew that they, would need the stuff, or, they may have been having a hard time at that time or that point of their life, and I just gave the shit away. I gave it away. I gave away pots. I gave away dishes. I gave away shoes. I gave away coats. I gave away just everything. Any papers, anything that I was holding on to, because I'm the type of person that I hold on to every document. I had paperwork from when I was 20 years old, when I bought my first home. I had paperwork from a car that I had purchased. I still had it. Why? I don't know. I got rid of every document. Anything, I got rid of it. I was like, why are you holding on to this stuff? This stuff is probably going to hold you back. I got rid of every single document, every single piece of mail, anything. I shredded everything. I got rid of so much stuff. I said, I'm not taking none of this stuff with me. I'm not telling nobody when I'm leaving. I set a date. I wrote it down in my planner. I called the realtor. Hey, you don't know me, and I'm trying to move. I called my realtor. was back and forth talking to my realtor for about 3 months. I had that down. I had to, get together my security deposit, all of that stuff. I got my moving truck, all of those things. I made a plan. I stuck to my plan. I was so fucking scared though, y'all. I was so scared because even though I was moving to a place where my sister was, it's still my sister. We still got our own lives, all of that. It's still on me. Me and my daughter packed that stuff on that truck. I had some movers. We packed that stuff on that truck. And we drove our cars to the train station. We put our cars on the train. And I ain't look back. It was the best decision I made for myself in 2021. It was the best decision. I was uncomfortable. I was scared. But I was focused and I had me. I said I'm putting myself on a strict budget. Now, mind you, I had been on a budget. I had been not buying anything. I've been purging. I haven't done anything. So I got rid of everything. I wasn't purchasing anything. I put myself on such a strict budget because I knew that when I moved, I wanted to create a business that would allow my time, allow me to have my time. And I had a friend fly in town from Baltimore, and we sat and we brainstormed. I told her what I was trying to do, what I wanted to do. And me and her, we brainstormed for a weekend. And that's when I said, I want to do something that helps women. I want to do something that helps develop women. I want to do something that helps women be more confident, more strong, more independent. Just more femininity. And that's how femininity came about. So I poured all of my money into that. And it has been a sacrifice, but it has been a beautiful, well worth it sacrifice. Watching myself even grow, having this platform to just talk and get you guys feedback, you women, you films, get your feedback on different things, topics. I read all your messages. I get so many messages and so many compliments about how much I help. I really just want to help people. And I feel like that's what my God's given gift is to help people. So I'm saying all of that to say I love fashion. I love being able to go in the store and buy whatever I want to buy. But that even had to stop. I had to stop that for at least 4 years. And watching my friends go on vacation, and I did a little bit of vacation because I can't just stop all of my vacation, and that just can't happen. But watching, my friends, splurge and do stuff. We talking in the pandemic. Now, y'all know people was buying it up in the pandemic. Me, I've always been a responsible person. So I really had to sit it down, and that was a sacrifice for me, but I did it. And I'm so glad that I did it. I wanted to buy a new car, had to wait. It was just so many things I wanted to do. I just had to wait. I was like, Rachel, just be patient. Just be patient. Your shit is coming. And I've been in my winning season for so long. I've been in the winning season for so long. Why? Because I depend on me, and I depend on me only. I don't look to anybody else. I don't look to the left. I don't look to the right. I look at me and what I can handle and what I can do and what I should be doing. So Femmes, again, change is hard. Change can be difficult. Change can be scary. Change can be bipolar. You take a couple steps forward and then you take a couple steps back. But you do, when people say you got to trust that process, you really have to trust the process. If something inside of you is saying go for it, make that change, quit that job, move out of that state, start that business, do it. What do you got to lose? What do you have to lose? We have one life where we live every single day. That phrase alone says a lot. I have to make the best of all of my days. I don't have time to be sad, really. I don't have time to be unhappy, none of that. I am literally doing all the things I want to do. My sister, me and her were talking. She was like, Rachel, your house is so beautiful. You know, you have really beautiful things and, you know, you're working out and, you know, you're taking care of you. And then I can take care of my family. I can take care of my daughter. I can pour into her. Right now, she's designing a new company. She has a clothing line, and I'm helping her with that. My son, he wants to play basketball. I have time to help him with that. Me and him are working out in the mornings, and it feels so good. I didn't have that a couple of years ago. I was strapped for time. I had all the money in the world, but I was strapped for time. And I was so fucking miserable. I am so happy with me right now and the decisions that I have made. Not all of those decisions were good decisions. But my decisions that I made for myself in 2021, they have been the best decisions I could ever make for myself. I'm so happy, guys. And I want you to be happy too. If you feel stuck, if you feel like you are going in circles, if you feel like your friends aren't shit, get rid of them. I can't tell you guys what to do with your relationship, but you know if that relationship is trash. You know if that job is stressing you out and making your hair come out. You know what's up. You know what you need to do. Femmes, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for helping me grow and develop this community. I'm so beyond grateful. I know I say that all the time, but you guys have no idea. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. I'm so excited for everything that is to come and everything that is in the future. Like, I'm completely present. I don't look too far in the future, and I definitely ain't looking in the past. The past is the past. Everything in the past is in the past. Everyone that's in the past, everything. Goodbye. It's my present and my future. That's all I'm looking to. If you want to connect with me and you want to join the Femininity community, if you're new here, please send me a text at 305-614-1916. When you send me a text, use the word femininity, and I will add you to our daily affirmations. You'll get all of the events, anything, new episodes, anything like that. Also, ladies, if you want to connect with me on a personal level, I have what is called a Patreon account, and that's Femininity by Rachel V. I put out so much content on that account. I put up makeup tips, We talk about relationships. I go deep into relationships. I go deep into like my personal space. It's very like it's girlfriends. We have workshops. We talk about like relationship, personal development. A lot of you girls want to be more feminine, soft. It's classes on. I'm giving classes on that. Also, I have an account called Buy Me a Coffee, and that account is Femininity by Rachel V. You can connect with me on there as well. Femininity by Rachel V is now on Apple Music, and it's also on Spotify. So you guys have no excuse. You want to see me? I'm showing up. I just need you to show up too. If you guys are not following Femininity by Rachel V Instagram, please follow that Instagram. We also have a Facebook group, and it's called Femininity by Rachel V. So we chit chat over there also. I have so many different things coming out for you guys in 2022. I'm so excited. And ladies, I cannot wait to connect with you at my brunch. That brunch is going to be so nice and so beautiful. If you guys are a part of that text community, you will get the information for the brunch. I love you, femmes. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sharing. And if you are new here to my YouTube, please share, comment, subscribe. I love you all. Good night.